everybody. So the light bulb moment that I wanted to mention has to do with arpeggios and the major scale. A little bit of background. When I started learning arpeggios, I learned them in relation to root notes. So for instance, a six-string root note. And the arpeggio on the sixth string. A fifth string root. On the fifth string root, which was fine. And when I was trying to come up with a solo over a chord that was rooted on one of those strings, that was fine. I could use an arpeggio, I could combine it with other things. But it was rather limited because it was always the one-to-one relationship of the root note to the arpeggio. Then a while back I sat down and I decided I want to learn the 1, 4, and 5 chord arpeggios in the same position for a given key. And so I started practicing that. And as I did that, I had sort of a visual light bulb happen that I noticed that the notes for each of those arpeggios, the 1, 4, and the 5, were all in the pattern for the major scale of that root chord in that position, which from a theoretical standpoint, you think, yeah, it's obvious. You build the 1 chord from the root of the scale, you build a 4 chord from the 4th degree of the scale, you build a 5th chord from the 5th degree of the scale, and you've got your arpeggios and all those notes are in the scale. But I had that one-to-one association of the root note to the arpeggio, the root note to the arpeggio, and I didn't have the different arpeggios within the same scale. But I actually kind of saw that as I started noodling around with this. And what that has done for me is to open up the major scale along with the arpeggios, 1, 4, and 5. Which, noodling with those together, has allowed more improv to happen that is much more musical. So finding melodies with the major scale, targeting the chord tones in those arpeggios as I'm seeing them within the major scale, and practicing that has really started to open things up for me. You can take that to another position higher up the neck. We're in the key of A again, the 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 1, and you can that major scale ties everything together. The arpeggios are in there as target notes. It's really just, as I practice it more and more, it's getting much more musical, true improvisation, just going after those notes and seeing what I come up with rather than trying to compose something strictly. Anyway, so I'd recommend practice your arpeggios 1, 4, and 5 in the same position. Try it in another position, try it in a third position, and see how the major scale runs through all of that and the arpeggios run through that major scale. Practice that a bit, and I think things will start to open up. You'll see patterns. Anyway, thanks. Looking forward to everyone else's contribution this month.